campus of Georgia Tech University in Atlanta. Welcome to the 1984 Drum Corps International World Championships. Featuring in competition tonight the Scouts from Madison, Wisconsin, the Vanguard from Santa Clara, California, the Phantom Regiment from Rockford, Illinois, the Blue Devils from Concord, California, and the Cadets from Garfield, New Jersey. Good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Rondinaro, and welcome to a spectacular night of Drum and Bugle Corps entertainment. This is the culmination of a season, a summer full of competitions across the United States and Canada. They're kind of meaningless now. It all boils down to what happens tonight. We have 12 finalists who've qualified from a week-long elimination tournament involving some 65 corps. The cream of the crop, and here to help bring it home to you is Dr. Richard Santo. Dr. Santo's experience in drum corps goes back to 1948 when he started with the Holy Name Cadets, which has since become the Garfield Cadets, the defending champions. You've got to be a proud man tonight, and certainly a lot has changed since you first set foot on a field in 48, Doctor.
Oh, no comparison, Steve. None whatsoever. The art form has just improved to such a point that I think that everyone watching for the first time will be very surprised at what a drum corps looks like in 1984.
It is very different. We're going to get 5 corps for you in performance tonight, and you're going to get 5 distinctly different styles, everything from jazz to Broadway choreography.
Absolutely, and what you have to remember are you're looking at the best drum corps in the world. These are the absolute best.
And we have the Madison Scouts on the field now, ready to go for you, one of only 2 all-male corps left in competition. In the semifinal rounds, they had a 92.6. They are in the thick of the chase here tonight, so let's go down and enjoy the Madison Scouts from Madison, Wisconsin.
On the starting line, from Madison, Wisconsin, the Madison Scouts.
Sounds like the crowd is ready. It may be a little deceptive as you look out here on Grant Field, because from our perspective you see the empty stands in the back. But we'll show you some shots as we go through the night. This other side of the stadium is just packed. I would say there are probably 20,000 people here to witness this spectacle tonight, maybe more than that. And they are primed and ready to go for the powerful performance of the Madison Scouts. There you go. There is a throng here. Madison opens their performance tonight with ballet and brass. Keep an eye on this color guard, the rifle line, extremely acrobatic, very physical presentation. We're watching the Madison Scouts from Madison, Wisconsin. teacher to show some very stylized dance steps. This place is on its feet here in Atlanta tonight. We're at Grant Field. The Madison Scouts have just finished their performance. And you can see what effect it had on the crowd here.
Madison sound.
Richard, what a sound.
Yep, the famous wall of brass.
Look at that face. These guys put in a night's work out there. They're given a minimum of 11 and a half minutes, maximum of 13 minutes to perform. And they put everything they have into it in that amount of time. A lot of dance, a lot of emphasis on dance with
Absolutely.
Madison.
We use the term color guard, but we really shouldn't, because at one time the color guard was a part of drum corps where the guard literally did guard the colors. But now that's no longer true. The color guard is really a visual ensemble that becomes a very integral part of the program. You have the brass ensemble, the percussion ensemble, and to it you add the visual ensemble.
Madison certainly does it as well as anyone. As we said at the outset, very physical. The rifle line, the flag line, everyone, great demands on them from a physical standpoint. They have to be in shape as much as any athlete.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you're not in shape, you couldn't possibly finish this season.
Now that's one style. Madison, I guess we could call them wide open. They just let you have it. Well, we've got 4 more corps to go, and you're going to see a little bit of everything as we progress through the night. You know, a lot of people have come a great distance to see this show. In fact, some from across the Atlantic Ocean. Chris Allen's helping us out down on the field tonight with a look behind the scenes. Chris?
Thanks, Steve. I am standing with probably one of the most devoted drum corps fans I have ever met in my life. His name is Ken Richardson. He's a member of Friends of DCI, the group that helps make this broadcast possible. He and his wife, Patty, are now residents of West Germany, and they have come all the way from West Germany to come to the drum corps show. Why?
Drum corps is probably one of the most breathtaking musical spectacles I've ever seen. And I guess I've been a part of the activity since the mid to late 50s, and now that I'm no longer a young man, I can enjoy it once again as a spectator. And it's awesome, once again.
You grew up in Racine, Wisconsin, which is kind of a seat of the drum corps activity.
Well, yes, it's for years home of the Racine Kilts, the Racine Scouts, the Boys of 76, and it was just a hotbed of drum and bugle corps activity when I was a boy.
Did you march?
I did. But actually, I marched in a youth band, the Elks Youth Band, but we were always associated with drum corps, and I caught the fever at a young age.
Is it worth the trip?
You bet. We wouldn't miss it. We'll be in Madison next year.
Great. Ken, thanks very much. Ken Richardson, West Germany to the United States just to see drum corps. How about that, Steve?
Well, Chris, I don't feel so bad coming from Miami. I guess that makes you feel good about coming from New Jersey.
Absolutely.
I really think.
Drum corps fans are a special breed, though, aren't they, Richard? You've been around the activity since '48, and they're just a unique kind of person.
I think the best thing about drum corps fans is they're not afraid to let their emotions tell the drum corps how much they like them. They're willing to stand up and clap and cheer and just encourage the young people on the field.
And that's so important because that's the fuel that makes these kids go and do what they do. The people you're seeing on the field tonight range in age, I would say, from 14 to 21. That's the maximum age for a marching member. When you get to this level, the average age about 19 or so?
18 or 19, I'd say.
So these are more mature corps, but again, young people devoting their summers and just about all of their spare time at this level to put on a show that borders on perfection.
Absolutely. You have to remember, these programs started last October, and what we're seeing is the final performance of these programs.
Something that's culminated from a summer-long season of competitions, all coming down to this focal point tonight, the fight for the world title. The corps warming up in the background is the Santa Clara Vanguard of Santa Clara, California. We have 4 drum corps yet to go, and each of those corps has every chance of winning the title tonight. Santa Clara won a major victory in Whitewater, Wisconsin, and they very well could come from 4th place. It was their quarterfinal position. They could win it all.
Absolutely.
Now, what you're going to see from Santa Clara is an intensely sophisticated program in all respects, especially musically. They're renowned for that. Fanfare and Allegro, On the Town by Bernstein, and selections from Tender Land. It's incredible what they do on the field.
Absolutely. You have to remember, too, Santa Clara has never missed a final since the beginning of DCI.
And they have won their share of championships, 1973, 1974, 78, and 81. And they were in the thick of the hunt again last year. New uniforms. If you're a regular follower of the DCI activity, you see the white pants on Santa Clara. It really makes them stand out. And they are going to try to stand out in the standings tonight. particular feel to that percussion feature. Using the skirts of the color guard very, very effectively, and hand gestures by the horn players. Nice mood established by Santa Clara percussively. On the town, Santa Clara with some music from Leonard Bernstein. Santa Clara Vanguard from Santa Clara, California. It takes guts to end a show like that. Not the first time they've done it. Every bit as effective. Traditionally, drum corps let you have it with both barrels at the end of their performance. Santa Clara choosing to do a soft down ending.
Yes. You have to remember, I think, that drum corps really is musical theater on a football field. And Santa Clara's trademark is, and was very evident tonight, control. They control the program from the time they go on the field until the time they walk off the field. Every element of that program is totally under control.
Very complex program, very well integrated. Again, we get back to that word coordination. Taking fanfare and allegro and putting it on the field with a choreographic program like that is the project of months of design work, I would imagine.
Absolutely, and a lot of trial and error. They continue to do it until they get exactly what they want musically and visually together.
And they try to hone it as they go through the season. Hopefully they're peaking at this time tonight.
Hi, my name's Steve Sorrell, and I'm drum major for the Spirit of Atlanta. This is my third year with the Corps. I'm really excited about this year because finals are in our hometown, Atlanta. I'd like to welcome you to Atlanta. I hope you enjoy the show.
My name's John Madden with the Phantom Regiment. This is my second year with the Corps. Last year I enjoyed my participation with Phantom, and that's probably the cause for my return to the Corps this year. We're very excited about our chances here in Atlanta, and we think it's anybody's race at this point, and we're very, very positive about our statement with the Phantom Regiment this year, and we hope we do very well.
My name is Sheila Kiernan. I march with the Bridgemen. This is my second year. I joined Bridgemen. I didn't know what it was going to be like, but I figured out a few things about drum corps since I joined. One of the best things is it keeps you busy doing something you feel like important. A lot of kids spend their summer doing nothing, and I think it keeps me busy, and even though we work real hard and it gets really painful sometimes, it's anything's better than doing nothing, especially this, since it's so important to me.
Hi, my name is Barry Cooper. I'm with Velvet Knights Drum Bugle Corps. I've been with the organization for 14 years, and for anybody interested in Drum Bugle Corps, it is an awesome experience.
My name is Laura Mallory, and I play baritone for Suncoast Sound. I'd like to say hi to all my friends in Florida. And I'm a rookie this year, and if you're thinking about joining the drum corps, you really ought to go and try out, because it's a great way to meet new friends and learn how to work really hard. And also, it's a great way to tour the country by headlight.
Hi, my name is Linda Havness from the Glassmen. I'm in the flag line. And what I like best about Drum Bugle Corps is the feeling of accomplishment. Though the work may be really hard and the practice is long and tedious and hot, it just pays off in the end, because when you have the feeling of winning or the feeling of your best show, it's you can't even explain it. It's just so great.
Well, Richard and I will second those emotions. In fact, if let's say if we weren't 21 and a half, just over the cutoff age for marching, we'd be out there again. I did it for about 14 years, and I'm sure you have quite a few behind you as well.
Way behind me.
But those kids are right. It's just a magical feeling, and that's why we've both stayed with the activity and see it as a good avenue for the kids. It's a chance to perform, a chance to excite an audience, and a good way to stay off the street and out of trouble, like one of the kids said.
I think if you talk about excitement, you're about to see a great deal of excitement just about to happen.
Indeed we are. Drum Corps kind of breaks down along regional lines, and there are regional allegiances. Well, this on the field now is the leader of the Midwest. It's the Phantom Regiment from Rockford, Illinois. They were third in the preliminaries with a 95 even. They won the DCI Canada contest, which was a big victory and an upset over the Garfield Cadets, so Phantom is very much in the chase tonight as well. Their big production, the 1812 Overture, which was one of the big hits last year, they've juiced it up even more. Initially, you'll hear Scythian Suite from Prokofiev, Armenian Dances by Alfred Reed, a percussion feature of Triptych, and we give it now to Marcia Hansen, the drum major of Phantom, the only female DM here tonight. watching the Phantom Regiment from Rockford, Illinois. Big, full brass sound. This is the percussion feature, Triptych. Watch the use of the capes here by the horn line.
cheers from all over the stands.
Phantom Regiment of Rockford, Illinois, the fluorescent regiment this year. Richard, I don't think there's a color they don't use out there.
I don't think so either. There's only one way you can describe this drum corps and the music they play. They're just majestic.
That they are. The 1812 Overture, once again, the big hit for Phantom this year. Presentation of the 1984 Drum Corps International World Championships is made possible in part by a grant from the Cook Group Companies in Bloomington, Indiana. We welcome you back to the second hour of the Drum Corps International Championships, live from Atlanta, Georgia. We're at Grant Field on the campus of Georgia Tech. I'm Steve Rondinaro. With me tonight is Dr. Richard Santo. And so far we have seen some wild performances. We have 2 more to go yet tonight. And we have 2 very different styles. The Blue Devils ready to take the field now. Big jazz sound.
Absolutely, probably the best jazz-producing drum corps. I think you're going to find that there is a very successful wedding of the jazz idiom and the drum corps idiom together with the Blue Devils. They just have been able to produce it and turn it into a science.
Talk about a prolific winner. The Devils have quite a reputation. They've won the DCI title in 76, 77, 79, 80, and 82. Off the line with Bacchanalia, followed by Latin Implosion. seem to be on tonight. This is the percussion feature, Carnival number 9. Keep an eye on the color guard here. You can see them in the bottom right-hand part of your screen. They become almost like colorful butterflies throughout this production. That would do Maynard Ferguson proud. The Devils playing very aggressively tonight. We have to turn the headset down here. The applause tonight roaring through the stands. If there has been a criticism of the Blue Devils in the past, it's one that they've made it look too easy, too effortless. They're almost too smooth. No emotion. That was not the case tonight, Richard.
No, they put on a very emotional show tonight. They have I think part of that interpretation comes from their tremendous ability to create a stage presence. When they're on stage, when they're on the field, everyone knows it. You can't keep your eyes from what they're doing. They do it so well, they make it look almost easy.
Smooth, it flows very well.
Jerry Seawright is pretty much the father of this drum corps, and he can't be here tonight because of an illness. But I think after watching this on television, he's going to feel a whole lot better.
And we'd like to join with the rest of our partners in this fraternity and wish Jerry a speedy recovery. And we'd also, well, it's kind of hard to set the stage for you here because the Blue Devils really are a bit of a surprise being in this situation. I think everybody going into tonight expected it to be a race between Santa Clara and Garfield for the title. All of a sudden, the Blue Devils came out in the semifinals just smoking and steamed their way into second place. And, boy, judging by tonight's performance, we're going to have a real straggle down to the end.
Yeah, and you certainly can't rule out Phantom Regiment.
Nope.
And you still have to take into consideration, I think, Santa Clara. They did an excellent job tonight. I think basically it can go either way. It's going to be a tight contest.
Well, that, of course, is the moment of truth, and that is one corps away. One of the people who helps put all this together, when you factor this all together, about probably 1,400 kids taking part in this event tonight, and the contest director has a whale of a job, and Chris Allen has them down on the field for us now. Chris?
Well, he's probably been the busiest man in the world this week. His name is Bob Brisky, and he's been DCI's contest director for all 13 championships. Bob, what's it like to stage a contest like this?
Well, it's a tremendous job. We've got to organize many facets to get this operation in tow. We worry about judging, the spectators, housing, everything. The thing that makes it so easy is that we have a local committee who helps us tremendously to get this job accomplished.
How long have you been doing this? You've been doing it for 13 years for DCI, but I know you've been doing it before that.
Well, I used to run a lot of smaller shows in the state of Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Michigan. But this was a challenge. The drum corps wanted to get something on their own, and so we formed DCI, and this is the biggest championship contest there is.
When was the last time you sat down and watched a drum corps show?
I think I see it on video in a tape show.
Are you a drum corps fan? Do you miss it?
Do I miss playing in it?
Do you miss playing in it?
Oh, yeah, tremendously. But the satisfaction you get just from watching the kids compete and win and lose, it's an emotional, wonderful feeling.
Bob, you've done a great job here again this year. Thanks very much. Steve, busiest man in the world this week.
I would have to say so, Chris, and Richard and I have both worked with Bob Brisky as respective directors of our own drum corps, and we can only, at least in my case, speak in the highest regard for the job he and his committee does.
Nobody does it better than Bob Brisky.
Yep, you're relieved to see those fellows at the gate. You know, everything's under control somehow. Well, this is kind of a sentimental spot for you, I would suppose, a corps that you marched with as a kid and put a lot of your work into as an adult, about to take the field and defend their championship.
It's the last corps this evening. It's the Garfield Cadets. I think we're going to see an unusual type of drill. I think the things to watch for are the continuously changing patterns. It's going to be an interesting show, I think.
A frenzy of movement, I think, is one way to describe it. It never sits still.
Sort of controlled chaos.
All of the music from Garfield's performance this year comes from West Side Story, and it has been put together masterfully. They're defending their championship, a hard-earned title last year. They became the first corps in the history of DCI from the East to win the title, and they'd like to do it twice in a row. They won the prelims with a 97.5, an incredible score. The Blue Devils were right behind them, though, at 96.8, so anything could yet happen tonight. Garfield, a lot of pressure out there. They have to perform tonight. One thing we might advise the folks at home to keep an eye on is the Garfield drum line. I've never seen a drum line have so many demands put on them as marching members.
Well, the drum line is an integral part of the entire motion of the drum corps. It's a very difficult thing to do, to march as quickly as they do and still play the percussion instrument.
Garfield is ready. Sit back and enjoy.
Garfield Cadets, in the airfield for competition.
The sound here in the stadium tells the story, doesn't it? Wow.
I got a heck, that's all I can say is wow. Boy, there just was so much going on.
The demands on the individual marcher are phenomenal. It used to be the old days you'd march in a symmetrical drill and company fronts and the like, and now you have to march sideways, backwards, be playing, and not only hold your spacing, hold your coverage. There's so much responsibility on the individual marcher, and you're doing it at strange tempos and metric patterns now.
I was speaking about the show to George Zingali, the designer of the show. And what this comes down to is 128 individual drills. Each individual has a specific place he has to be at a specific time, and it's his responsibility to be there. And since the patterns don't form and hold, he has nothing to guide on.
Right.
He has to know exactly where he has to be at any given point on that field.
And if he is not there, there is a tremendous problem. I remember being at the contest in Whitewater earlier this summer, and somebody just apparently lost their footing out there and went down. And when he went down, that triggered a domino chain reaction with 6 or 7 kids all piled up.
All fell down, yeah.
And that kind of a drill, that can happen. Just
yeah, well, this drill moves that quickly. That could certainly happen without any difficulty at all. The other thing that was very noticeable in Garfield's drill was their effective use of their visual ensemble. They just took this theme of West Side Story and projected it visually. They created a soft understatement when that was necessary. They created a controlled frenzy when that was necessary. I think they did an excellent job and had total control of what went on here tonight.
We've had some tremendous performances tonight. You've seen 5 of the best, and I'm going to hold with my initial prediction. I think Garfield has successfully defended the title, and we'll see in just a few minutes when we get to the scores. What do you say we meet some of the young people, though, who make this all happen?
Hi, I'm Benoit Glazer. Being drum major of a Canadian corps is a little different. First, 3 years ago, we had to learn American people that we're not Indians. And at last this year, we get to learn them that we're also good at drum corps. So I hope we enjoy the show here at DCI Championships in Atlanta and have a good time.
Hi, I'm Cindy Tomlinson, and I'm with the Suncoast Sound Drum and Bugle Corps. I'm in the color guard, and this is my first year in the Corps. We have a very unique staff who's very dedicated to their work. And the members of the Corps, there's such a nice closeness about us. It's being together so much like we are. We're just like family, and it's just great.
Hi, my name's Tim Vanman, and this is Kathy Harwood. And we're both from the Velvet Knights. She's a male from the West, and I'm a baritone. And I guess I'm speaking for her because she lost her voice. Too much practicing, that kind of stuff. And we'd like to welcome you now to the 1984 DCI Championship Finals in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, my name is Jerry Kahneman, and I play snare drum for the Cavaliers Drum and Bugle Corps. I've marched 3 years of drum corps. I'm sorry to say this is my last year because I age out. I'm happy to say I've marched all 3 with the Cavaliers. I love everything about drum corps. I think everybody should do it at least 1 year. I love performing for all the people, and I'm really going to miss it.
I'm Donna Cousins, and I'm with Spirit of Atlanta. I've been in the drum corps for 3 years, and I really enjoy the activity. This year is probably my best year. I've really come a long way in my own personal ability, and that's what I really enjoy about drum corps, because it makes your own individuality come out. The corps has come a long way in the 3 years that I have been in it. This year's just wonderful. We're doing real well competitively, and it just makes it all more fun. It's interesting to see how the Corps has come in the last 3 years, and I'm really excited that finals are in Atlanta.
And we've had a whale of a show here tonight in Atlanta. Down on the field right now, they're awarding individual and ensemble awards, and that is a separate competition unto itself, and the individuals get a chance to excel here on their various instruments, brass and percussion.
High percussion, the trophy donated by...
Right now we're getting ready to announce some of the caption winners, and this could give you a clue as to who pulls the victory away. Winning the percussion caption, the Blue Devils of Concord, California. Now that bears out the results of the semifinals. The Blue Devils also taking high percussion in the semis. So that looks promising for the Devils.
High M&M, the trophy donated by Remo and presented by Martha Willis. There is a tie to the Santa Clara Vanguard and Garfield Cadets.
A tie for high visual between the Garfield Cadets and the Santa Clara Vanguard. High marching and maneuvering, or visual, whatever the terminology you care to use, and that forebodes some interesting things. All these things may be giving you a clue as to who pulled it out. Garfield Cadets winning high general effects. That basically is the showmanship, the way they sold their show tonight. That's a very important caption. You've watched the 5 corps at home, folks. Why don't you make your own listing, and here we go with the scores and see how you do.
And presented by Steve Edelson to the Blue Devils.
I think that was the award for high brass to the Blue Devils. Nope.
The Jim Ott Memorial Award for the Best Brass Line, donated by the sponsors of Musical Enrichment and presented by President John Calabrese. We have a 3-way tie. Santa Clara, the Blue Devils, and the Garfield Cadets.
This is really getting very interesting.
Well, that is the brass award this time around, and 3 corps have it. They tied Santa Clara, the Blue Devils, and Garfield. So I don't know if they're going to break that trophy into 3 pieces or how they're going to do it. I would imagine they will send out duplicates once the time comes, but that shows you how tight this competition has the potential of ending up.
Here are the scores.
All right, let's see if we can pick up the scores for you now.
In 12th place, and a score of 83.2, the Velvet Knights.
Velvet Knights, Anaheim, California, the new guys on the block tonight. Finishing with an 83.2, good for 12th place.
In 11th place, with a score of 85.6, the 27th Lancers.
27th Lancers of Revere, Massachusetts, finishing in 11th at 85.6.
In 10th place,
they're both in the same
and
slots.
A score of 86.3, the Crossmen.
Crossman from Westchester, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia. Finishing in 10th at 86.3.
In 9th place, and a score of 88.8, the Freelancers.
Freelancers slipping a spot with straight 8s, 88.8 to finish in 9th
place, and a score of 89.7. The Cavaliers.
The Cavaliers climb a spot. 8th place, 89.7. They flip-flop with the Freelancers.
In 7th place, and a score of 92.0, Suncoast Sound.
The Suncoast Sound from Tampa Bay. First corps over 90, staying in 7th where they were in the semis, scoring 92 even.
In 6th place, and a score of 93.1, Spirit of Atlanta.
The hometown corps, Spirit of Atlanta, held their ground in 6th at 93.1 tonight.
In 5th place, and a score of 94.6, the Madison Scouts.
The men of Madison staying in their spot from the semis, 5th, 94.6. That's where they were for the last 2 years, I think.
In 4th place, and a score of 95.6, the Phantom Regiment.
Phantom Regiment, Rockford, Illinois, dropping a spot to 4th at 95.6.
In 3rd place, and a score of 97.4, Santa Clara Vanguard.
Santa Clara Vanguard picking up some ground on Phantom Regiment, moving into 3rd at 97.4. These are record high scores tonight.
They are high scores.
2 more to go now. The moment of truth. We have the Blue Devils and Garfield left.
We would like to honor our Division II DCI champion, the Florida Wave. Championship flag presented by Don Pessione.
Florida Wave of Greater Miami being awarded the championship flag now for winning Division II. And believe me, this is a bit of tension release here. These corps are waiting and these people are waiting now to see what happens between the Blue Devils and Garfield while acknowledging the triumph of the Florida Wave in Division II.
In second place.
Here we go.
And a score of 97.9. The Blue Devils.
The Blue Devils, second place, 97.9. That means the Garfield Cadets have once again won the DCI championship title.
In first place with a score of 98.0, the Garfield Cadets.
Garfield by a tenth
of a point.
A tenth of a point. 1/10 of a point, deciding the winner tonight. And it is the Garfield Cadets for the second year in a row, and a record high score of 98. Mind you, this is based on a scale of 100. Inflation is everywhere.
6/10 between the first 3 drum corps.
Richard, look at those faces on those Garfield Cadet girls.
That kind of tells it all, doesn't it?
Tells it all and then some. Being awarded the championship medallions. There's a championship trophy. And with that, our job tonight is done. We hope you have enjoyed the spectacle that has come out of Grant Field here at Georgia Tech University in Atlanta. It has been a super night of some exquisite performances.
Absolutely.
We catch our breath now and bid you adieu, and thank you for joining us on behalf of Dr. Richard Santo. I'm Steve Rondinaro. We'll see you next year from Madison, Wisconsin. Thank you, and good night from Atlanta.